Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga, and it's a match review of Aston Villa versus Newcastle United, which has just ended. I would say a couple of hours ago, but then it was a Watkins show, apparently. All right, that's what it was. Newcastle United was completely dumbfounded around him, and they were not able to track him at all. It was almost like he was just kind of left alone, and they were like, "Okay, let's see what he can do," and he caused damage in the first second. If it was not for the woodwork, which saved it to not go inside in the goal. But he was amazing. It was very interesting to see how Eddie Howe, of course, Newcastle are on a high as well. They've been a very, attacking side lately, and they've been scoring a lot of goals. But these are the games that you feel that both teams on the rise. Newcastle has been winning a lot of games. Aston Villa has been winning a lot of games, and you want to see the battle between the teams on the rise to kind of try for the European spots eventually, right? Because we know that like the first and second is pretty, it's the battle between who wins it. Then we have Manchester United, then we have Spurs. Chelsea is nowhere. Liverpool is kind of in the middle somewhere, but you don't really know what's going to happen with them. And then you have this team, and then you have Aston Villa and Newcastle there, along with Brighton. So it's a pretty interesting kind of dynamics for the European spot. But Eddie Howe made one change after the comeback win over Brentford which was Anthony Gordon makes his start, and Longstaff dropped to the bench. Almiron, that's fast. Like he has recovered already, and he was on the bench. That was pretty interesting. Then he even came on. He came on to almost give Newcastle a win. Like at least it was a look at the goal, possibly. On the other hand, for Unai Emery's men who beat Nottingham Forest, there was one forced change, because Leon Bailey is injured because of a hamstring injury, and Den Donker came in to replace him. Den Donker makes his, I think, first start for a long time under Unai Emery. That's pretty interesting to see. But that was the game. I think match set and done. Villa were cruising to a 3-0 victory over Newcastle to close the gap to top four. Watkins was the star of the show, as repeatedly I'm saying, and almost gave them a dream start that hit the post 28 seconds in. He did set up Ramsey for the opening goal, though, with which the youngster fired into the bottom corner after the break forward had a goal disallowed by VAR for a very tight offside. But still managed to grab 2 goals for himself, firing both down the middle to seal the 3 points for Villa. Villa have now won their last 5 on the bounce, and they stay in 6th, though they are now just 6 points off the top 4. We're talking about Aston Villa here, guys. Next up for them is a trip to Brentford. Newcastle's own 5-match winning run is now over. Maybe it's a jinx. 5 is a jinx here. Maybe Brentford will defeat Aston Villa in the next game. And they stay third. Then they stay in third and will be looking to bounce back next weekend when they host Tottenham. Well, that's kind of the thing, right? Like to be honest with the table right now, Newcastle United is 56 points. They had a chance to gonna go ahead of Manchester United pretty well, but then they didn't take that chance. Now they're stuck at 56. Manchester United is 56, but then they have a game at hand. Aston Villa is 50, and they are 6 points behind Newcastle United. So there is a pretty. But then, of course, like behind Aston Villa, they're Brighton, Albion, who are kind of at 49 points, Liverpool at 44. So there is a gap of 6 points between the 6th and 8th team right now. Of course, Liverpool playing later tomorrow. But these are the games, right? Like eventually you feel that this is how kind of they're all playing for something. That was interesting for me to see as well. The way Aston Villa was playing under Unai Emery, this flow of Watkins, they were just not able to deal with him. The defense was not able to deal with him at all. Like Botman or Schär and Trippier on the overlaps with what Ramsey was doing. It was pretty hard for them to kind of and in the middle with Buendia and Rendonker, they were holding the ball really, really well, Aston Villa, with Mings in the defense and Konza, along with you have to say then that the changes they had to make because of issues as well. But then But it's overall, I think Aston Villa is the team on the rise right now. It's complete Watkins show. Of course, we had the team there as well. So it's going to be interesting to watch this and see how this goes. Do let me know what you think about this. Do like this video, do share, and do subscribe, and I catch you in the next one.